If you happen to be a Catholic school student that lives in Adelaide and you are going to a certain school down there, Blackfriars Priory School in Prospect, South Australia, you might have noticed a sculpture that's been on your been on your property.
The statue. Oh,
so the school had hired a local sculptor to help redesign the statue that they had there.
Yeah.
Actually, they hired the sculptor to help redesign the statue after this came up. So, because apparently photos had emerged on the internet that the school had a... What's the best way to say this? There is a church...
A loaf. There's a priest presenting a loaf from waist height to a child.
The statue of Martin de Poré appeared to depict the saint handing a loaf of bread over to a young boy at groin level as the child looks up.
He's holding the loaf of bread. Look, he's holding a loaf of bread like it's a dick. Okay?
It's a bread cock.
He is. It's deeply disturbing.
And the kid is on his knees.
Yeah, no, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's just no.
And let's see here. It says the school's principal says that the sculpture is a famous depiction of the tireless work of Saint Martin de Poré, a Dominican brother for the poor and downtrodden in the 16th century. The two-dimensional concept plans for the statue were viewed and approved by the executive team in May, but upon arrival, the three-dimensional statue was deemed by the executive to be potentially suggestive.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's this theory in art that your innermost desires come out subconsciously, and you respond to things which resonate with you emotionally. Okay, and so the fact that this was apparently reviewed by priests and they went, yeah,
go with that.
And it doesn't have to hit their parts of their brains where they were like they could have just been like, yes, absolutely. Like it doesn't have to have been so literal. But the thing is that any one of us could have looked at the two-dimensional of this and gone, no.
Not a good idea.
No.
Right.
No.
Well, it is also possible because I don't think they've released those 2D images. No. It's possible that looked very different.
Well, and the thing that made it even worse is that once they realized it was a bad idea and it was there on the property, they covered it up with like a black cloak kind of thing. And so it made it seem even worse because it's more suggestive now that you can't see what's going on, that kid's giving a priest's head underneath
there's just a child
under his robes.
In front of a priest. What the fuck are you guys thinking?
It is.
I swear to fuck. Okay, everyone pull your children out of that school now.
Well, the thing is that this school is not a stranger to controversy. I mean, because just like the Catholic Church spending $4 billion on child rape, hopefully it was worth all that money, you fucking parishioners. There were former teachers at Blackfriars. There was one in particular by the name of Ronald William Hopkins, was jailed for abusing children between 75 and 91.
Oh my God.
And then he was initially sentenced to serve a minimum of 7 years, but two more men came forward in 2011. And then, let's see.
No, I told you. I said that the art was manifesting something. I said, and then it's true, and now I'm really grossed out.
And there were two other students that came under fire for misconduct with students, but nothing really about them to talk about here. But
yeah,
it's just it's amazing that it went through so many fucking people, and there it is.
I said it was manifesting something.
It is, but hey, look, good rule to follow. Look, if you're approving a statue, don't just go off of a 2D drawing. Ask for a scale mock-up. I mean, just what you want to do, because the two mediums don't work.
Yeah, before the Satanic Temple had this giant Baphomet, they had a couple of small ones. So
You have to see the 3-dimensional representation of what you're approving. If for no other reason than to go, what does that look like when there's a shadow?
I've never heard of anyone approving a statue without there being a smaller model.
Yeah.
I mean, even Michelangelo had smaller models of everything he did.
Because you don't want to commit to something that fucking big
right.
until you know exactly what it's going to take to get there, or if it's actually going to work and hold up weight and be able to actually stand. And
yeah, there's this incredible. A friend of mine just visited the Louvre, and this is this incredible marble sculpture of a man riding a horse. But there's this weird thing going right in the middle of the belly of the horse. That's just like a pillar, and it's supposed to look like a plant of some kind. Mm-hmm. But it's clearly a support pillar, because I was like, the marble could not support all that weight over legs. Those. Uh-huh. I was like, the marble would just crack. So he's like, we have to have something here. It's a plant. It's a plant now. And I mean, it is. It's like the structure and the legs of the horse and the person is beautiful, and then there's just like this tank thing in the middle.
And you see that kind of stuff all the time.
That the sculptor figured this out with clay first. He didn't just get into marble and go, oh fuck.
Whoops, the legs snapped off. That's my mom's favorite part.
Oh.
Goonies reference for anybody that needs footnotes on that one.